Welcome to another episode of The B-League Says is on the clock. It's your guy here, Dan at The B-League Says, coming at you with another quick 5-minute hitter for your best ball information. As I said before, I'm done doing drafts. It's been an hour long every time. I've been doing them since February. There's so many of them happening. You don't need it from me. We've been over everything from bully tight end to quick and fast quarterbacks to late round everything to early round whatever to rookies to vets to whatever. We are done. We're moving forward to the stuff that you need to know. So before I get started, you can find all of our information over on Discord. It's free. It's the best free one going about. Discord at Going for Two Live. You can find us there. And if not, come join me with some best ball information. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code GF2 for 100% matching deposit up to 250 big ones. Put 250 down, get 250 back. That's 100 entries into your puppy at $5 or 10 best ball manias. That's what you need to be doing, and that's what we're doing. So anyway, I'm getting onto it. I've been over quarterback. I've been over running back. I'm going to get over to a guy who when I'm on the clock, I'm looking for, or I was anyway, but now he's starting to come down, so I've stayed the hell away from it because I just don't need to. So I'm going to talk about wide receiver Rashee Rice. Okay, so we're talking about pre-draft exposure. I was all on him at about 15 to 20%. Now I've got nothing of him post-draft because he's starting to float back down. And we're going to go from there. Last year, wide receiver 27 finish, wide receiver 30 in points per game. ADP at the moment is wide receiver 38, but that's also down from 48 about half a month ago. So he's starting to float back down real quickly. About 4 weeks ago, he's starting to come back down. So it's 64th in ADP, 7th-round pick. My projection stat line, again, I'm projecting these people to play 17 full games. I have at 122, 97, 1,180 yards, 7 touchdowns for 208.4 in half PPR. My wide receiver 14. That's why I want everyone to get on him. I got to start getting more of him too. But the more he keeps coming up, the more I keep staying away because it's just starting to float. Look, this is going to sound really shitty, and I want to be very clear about how shitty this is. This is really shitty of me to say, but you have absolutely zero proof the NFL is going to do a fucking thing about his traffic violation, because do you know what the NFL doesn't do? They don't do shit about traffic violations. They have proven it time and time again. Look at Jordan Addison. He did nothing. Chris Olave, they did nothing. The dude that killed someone from Philly when he was in college, they didn't even go back and look at that. We can even go back to Terrence Williams. He was on the NFL because he did something else anyway prior. But this is what's happening. They don't want to touch this stuff. They let that play out how it plays out, and they act accordingly afterwards. Nothing's happened with Rice just yet. So why aren't we drafting this guy? It makes no sense. So it's something that they let them handle. Look, maybe he gets a suspension here or there, but what's he going to get? 2 games max? You know, arguably their number one wide receiver is going to get 2-game suspension. We've seen this before, right? How? I can't think of a wide receiver, any other wide receiver the Chiefs have had since Tyreek Hill or after him, has had any other connection with Patrick Mahomes. Forget Travis Kelce. I'm talking wide receivers. So why would they change anything knowing that this guy's working? It makes zero sense at all to me. So, you know, you can look at the guys that have had Mecole Hardman, Kadarius Toney, Justin Watson, Dwayne Bowe. We can go back to him. AJ Green, Sammy Watkins. None of these guys have worked like Rashee Rice has worked. So when you look at this, they've tried all sorts of them and none of them have stuck. They've even added 2 more this year just in case. And we saw what happened with their just in case when Tyreek Hill was facing suspension. Their just in case didn't get even fucking close to doing anything. So, you know, we're looking at he's fit where they needed. It's not like they've had troubled veterans in the past before and it's worked out. They have. They've had lots of troubled players in the past and it's always worked out. And they don't do anything. It's one of those things. The Chiefs don't really care. So you're looking at like Kelce, Pacheco, and Rice. They're the 3 go-to guys for the Chiefs at this point. You can feel fairly confident with that. When it comes to Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy, those 2 guys to me are battling out between those 2 guys. I don't think Rice has anything to do with those 2. I don't think they can really get close to him at this point. So to me, they're only going to help him get open. He's going to take the middle of the field. He's going to take advantage of those mismatches. And I feel like that's a great place to get him too, especially right now if he's going as their, 4th receiver? He's their 5th player. You think about it, you got Worthy and Brown and Kelce and Pacheco all going before Rice at this point. That's kind of crazy to me when you think about that. So also you look at all these other things you can, as a rookie, punch out 6th most targets amongst wide receivers in the red zone. Only had Lamb with more receptions amongst all wide receivers out of 15 targets. He had the 2nd highest catch rate in the red zone as well. Only Michael Pittman had a higher percentage of that, and the 2nd most yards in that area as well. Only 2 wide receivers, Sutton and Lamb, had more red zone touchdowns. With 8, he had 6. He was schemed fit to win. So where it matters most, he hurts teams the most. And we're talking about a guy that when he gets close to that red zone, Patrick Mahomes has no problem looking for him quickly. You look at the downfall of Travis Kelce. unfortunately, guys like Pacheco and Rashid Rice had something to do with that. So when I first did my projections, I went low on him because at the time I had no idea what to expect. But upon revision, I know things are going to change a little bit. The trick now is to get him before that ADP keeps coming down. I'm probably out in him now post-draft. That's not going to happen for me, but hey, here we are. One more time, just before we get going, thanks for joining me. I'm Dan at The B League Says. You can always find us over at our free Discord. Pretty cool stuff to do, going for 2 live, or at underdogfantasy.com, promo code GF2 for 100% match deposit up to $100. Thanks for joining me today.